And stick around, because coming up next is Media News number 154, and we've got stories on, Marvel and DC Comics. It's an all Marvel DC update. Marvel, we're going to talk about Avengers, the cookies they stick at the end of the comic book movies that Marvel does. What cookies are going to stick at the end of Avengers? We're going to talk about that. Also, we're going to talk about some trick photography that they're going to have in the film from the director of photography. He used something to shoot the film with that you wouldn't guess in a million years. On the DC side, we're going to talk about Russell Crowe and his fights with General Zod. We're also going to talk about Batman shooting at Occupy Wall Street and much, much more. All that and more coming right up.
It's good old JR and Comicbookman with Media News. Go ahead, learn something. I dare you.
Very good. Who and what a carcass it was. Media News, episode 154. Dire are those drapes.
Hey folks, how you doing? Comic Book Man here. Welcome once again to my video Outhouse. It's time for
Media News!
Media News! And Media News is coming to you from this place, Alternate Reality, which is located at the intersection of 111th and Kedzie in beautiful downtown Mount Greenwood. Alternate Reality, where all new comics are always 15% off every day for everyone. This is an all DC and Marvel movie, TV series, comic book, media news.
And we're sitting like it's real news.
And we're sitting because we're too damn lazy to get off our butts.
Video Outhouse Media News, like a hacksaw of truth through the rotting arm of lies. I don't know.
Whatever. Yeah, you lost it.
Yeah,
Anyway, our first story up.
Marvel.
If you've watched all the Marvel movies, you know that at the very end of every Marvel movies, after the credits, they put a little teaser tag on there, primarily for the fans.
Yeah, nerds.
They throw you a cookie. You get a cookie.
You get a cookie, okay, and you're supposed to stick around to the very bloody end, watch that, and that's your little tease for the next movie, whatever the hell it's going to be in the
Next
series.
movie and the Avengers primarily.
Yeah,
right?
Avengers
so
primarily.
all these movies have been giving us little teases to the Avengers.
Next summer, the Avengers is actually coming out.
Right.
Now, at the end of the Avengers movie next summer,
Right.
will there be a cookie?
Well, we don't know if there'll be a cookie at the end of the Avengers movie, but you have to wonder, all these cookies have led up to the Avengers. What happens to the Marvel movies after the Avengers, like Iron Man?
Yeah,
Thor,
at the end of
what
the
are they
Avengers.
going to? Are they going to do little tidbits at the end, and what will those tidbits lead up to? And well, those answers, we now have answers, Comic Book Man.
What?
Because good old JR just got off the phone with Marvel head honcho Kevin Feige.
You're all fired!
And he said,
Who
yes,
is this?
yes, the cookies will continue in
Ah.
Iron Man 3.
Pecan
and
Sandies?
Captain America 2.
I like windmills.
And Thor 2. And what will they lead up to?
What?
Kevin Feige says, God willing, Avengers 2.
Oh, Avengers 2. That means you better go out and see Avengers 1.
Make it a big success.
That'll make
Otherwise,
a difference more than it will be a cookie at the end of something else.
and speaking of the Avengers 2,
Yes.
the director of photography, the DP, Seamus McCarvey,
Okay.
said that, when you work on a movie, it's fast-paced, and when you're the DP, sometimes you have to do some extraordinary things when the circumstances call for it.
Like Fly?
Not fly, but shoot in interesting circumstances.
Okay.
So in a couple of scenes in Avengers,
Yes. In Avengers. Yes.
the director of photography shot...
Watch for this.
Yes, watch for this indeed, because the director shot a couple of scenes
In a Turkish bath.
using his iPhone 4.
Oh, really?
Using his iPhone 4, and fans, several of those scenes are in the trailer. And I went back and looked at the trailer after I
So
read
these
this.
are going to be like jiggly scenes or people
No,
running?
I went back and looked at the trailer, and if there are scenes that were shot on an iPhone 4, it's pretty seamless because I couldn't tell the difference between any video quality in any sequences in that trailer. So, well done,
We're going to
Seamus.
start shooting our
Yep,
blockbuster on
exactly.
iPhone 4.
Exactly. More Marvel news.
Staying with Marvel.
Yes.
Staying with Marvel.
And
The
we
Punisher.
want to stay with Marvel.
The Punisher. Punisher has had 3 lousy films in a row. The Thomas Jane one in the middle is probably the best of the 3, but it was pretty lousy.
and-
That ain't saying much.
That ain't say much, but it was probably the best of the 3.
It probably was. That was Thomas Jane and John Travolta.
Yeah, John
In about,
Travolta.
2004, I think that was. That was also the biggest
And-
money-making Punisher film.
And the great thing about that was in 2004 when that came out,
Yeah.
Punisher not just lost his wife and his kids, but 2004 of his relatives too. You know, if you're gonna drive him off the edge, we gotta make it big.
They blasted the family reunion.
Yeah, the family reunion,
that film-
all 2,000 of them.
That film was the biggest money earner. It grossed $55 million at the box office. So that tells you the cachet of the Punisher as far as box office is concerned.
The amazing thing about the Punisher is he's not a hard concept to figure out, and they keep getting it wrong.
Well, and it may be that it's not that they're getting it wrong. It's just, to me, and we're getting into op-ed here, but it's
That's
a very limited concept.
Oh,
as
yeah.
far as I'm concerned.
Yeah,
There's
well, it's
not a lot you can do.
It's
with
the reverse of Batman. It's the reverse of bad.
Yes, it is. Well, after 3 failed attempts, yeah, there's another attempt coming.
Well, you knew that was coming.
But this time, ABC, who is owned by Disney, who owns Marvel at this
they'll
point.
do a great job with Punisher.
Exactly. Are producing an hour-long pilot, which the Fox network will be showing.
Fox?
Yeah, well, ABC is going to produce it and distribute it through Fox. They can do that. Television is wonderful.
Sure.
Well, why wouldn't Disney be running it on ABC?
The Punisher is probably not something Disney wants to
Would
have
fit
in
their
their
family
moniker.
image,
So
right?
where do you sell it to? You sell it to Fox.
As opposed
Fox
to
will show
Desperate
anything.
Housewives.
Well, Fox will show. Well, that's getting the.
Well, yeah,
Yes,
for like
anyway.
not 6 seasons.
Be that as it may, The Punisher has a 1-hour pilot. It's going to be a procedural. Procedurals are hot right now on television, comic book man. You got your CSI, you got your Law and Order ad nauseum. There's going to be a slight difference with this version of The Punisher.
Okay, what is it?
Frank Castle will be in his 20s. He will be a New York cop by day and vigilante by night.
Okay, he's going to be in his 20s, so the wife and kids, when they get killed, the kid is going to be like an infant, and the wife is going to be just out of high school. I mean, how's that going to work?
No, but I don't know how that's going to work, but he's going to be he's on the rise in the police department in New York. And this is going to be run by former Criminal Minds showrunner Ed Bernero. Like I said, Marvel and ABC are producing the show for Fox. So, Punisher the procedural.
1-hour pilot.
1-hour pilot.
Okay.
Yeah.
For a potential series, I would assume.
Yes, and then eventually there'll be Punisher Los Angeles.
Punisher Gary.
Yeah.
I'm waiting. Why has nobody done a Gary show yet? Why has nobody done a CSI Gary?
Nobody left in
Nobody
Gary.
wants to shoot in Gary.
Nobody left in Gary.
Actually, no. Gary's becoming a hotbed of film.
Crime?
No, film activity.
Really?
Because they have a bunch of buildings down there that basically have been frozen in time from like the 50s. No, 50s and 60s. That's when Gary died when the steel mills went down.
That's the big surge in post-apocalyptic movie.
And they've been doing post-apocalyptic
Sure,
movies
wow.
down there. Yeah,
Yeah, that makes sense. That
There
makes
have been a
perfect
lot of films that have been shooting in Gary over the last 2 to 3 years. It's nowhere near as like Chicago, but there are a lot of filmmakers who are attracted
That's
to Gary because of its blighted urban exterior, okay, and the buildings that are down there that can be fixed up,
Yeah.
they were all built in the 50s and the 60s and then nothing. So
There we are.
it's a real time capsule.
They
So the
possibly
8 people left in Gary are really making up.
Maybe the Punisher in the series can be a New York cop and then fly to Gary at night and be a vigilante.
There you go. Well, that'd be the best place.
Yeah.
That'd be-
So there you go. Where are we going?
Now, like I said at the top, DC Marvel. Okay, DC Marvel.
Yeah, DC.
DC time. Superman.
We have Superman.
Oh.
We have Batman. We have everything.
Man of Steel. Man
Yeah,
of Steel
Man of
was
Steel.
shooting here in Illinois just about a month ago. They wrapped up, I think. Our
They're done.
time.
They're
Our
done.
time. They're done, and they're off cutting,
Well, they're still
making magic and shooting.
Well, they're also still shooting back at the studio now, and we all know Russell Crowe
Yes.
is playing Jor-El, and he's enjoying a cigarette when he's not being Jor-El.
My son. We will talk about the difference between Cools and Marlboros. this time.
Jor-El.
I throw a phone at your head.
Russell Crowe has been tweeting from the set.
Yes.
He's a Twitterer.
Yeah,
he's a
Twitter.
He's a
Yeah.
twit? Is that what you're saying?
He's a Twitter.
He's been tweeting that he and Michael Shannon, who was playing General Zod in the film, have been shooting many days of fight scenes.
Oh, fight scenes. General
Fight
Zod and Jor-El.
Which makes us assume that there's probably a lot more Krypton stuff here than we originally anticipated if there's fight scenes between Jor-El and General Zod.
Well, some of that probably comes from Smallville. I know that you were a huge Smallville fan. You watched every episode of it. I've
Adored
plowed through all of Smallville because I bought the seasons and I run them here at the store. And there was a big story arc in season 8, I guess. I don't know what season it was. But there was a big story arc between Zod and Jor-El because Zod had come back to Earth. And then Jor-El briefly came back to Earth. And they flashed back to Krypton. And the two of them were friends and they were enemies. And they were fighting and
These
showed
scenes
their
are
relationship.
supposedly on Krypton, though.
Yeah, well, those were on Krypton too.
I
Those
see.
were on Krypton
Okay.
too.
So maybe because originally
But Zod got out of Phantom Zone, came to Earth, and then Jor-El briefly went through time and came to Earth.
because originally the talk
It
was
was a mess,
the
but-
Krypton stuff was going to be all flashbacky stuff, but it looks like it's meatier than what we've originally anticipated. If there's big fight scenes between the two. So,
It might be lifted from Smallville.
interesting stuff.
Dark Knight.
Dark Knight Rises. Yes, the production has moved. They are now going to New York City.
I hear they want to shoot.
Well, that's my story, Con. Thank you. Would you like to take this? There you
No,
go.
no. They want to shoot in the Occupy. What's the name of the park?
I can't remember. Yes,
something
yes.
park. I hear it every night and I can't think of it.
But Chris Nolan has told the crew that they will be shooting with the Occupy Wall Street
Yeah.
protests. So somehow that's going to find its way into the film. Now,
Great.
keep in mind that Chris Nolan is known for throwing red herrings out
Okay.
at the press. So this could be what's known in the business as... Yeah, exactly. But you know,
That's a technical
if you
term.
can make, if they can make a way to fit that in there, then why not?
It's just a crowd, so all
Yeah.
they do is give them different placards. whatever
Exactly.
it is they're bitching about.
Now, nothing works like success when it
Yes.
comes to movies. And
yeah.
as you remember, The Dark Knight, before it came out, about 6 months before it came out,
Okay.
Warner's decided to show the opening sequence, the armored car scene
Right.
with the Joker,
Right.
at
With the-
select
with the school
IMAX
buses.
theaters. Exactly, at select IMAX theaters before I Am Legend, the Will Smith film.
Okay.
And that went over like gangbusters. It actually boosted the box office of I Am Legend. Doing the same thing again with Dark Knight Rises. We found out that the first
Which stinker film are they?
Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol,
Oh, Mission Impossible.
which recently got
Struggling franchise.
which recently got the bump to IMAX
Yeah.
within the last week. It opens December 16th. Will now be showing at select locations the first 6 minutes of The Dark Knight Rises. So
Okay.
so book your IMAX tickets now, kids.
Hawkeye's in that chair, around it.
Yep.
Okay. And that's it.
That's
We're
it.
done. We're finished our We got no more DC Marvel news for media, but you can go to the store's website and check out all of Bo's media news.
He's
that
in
he
Vegas.
sends me that I post up. He's in Vegas right now. And
sitting in a cell.
where is the store's website at, JR?
I don't know, but I think I do know who knows. Sarah. Sarah?
Hey, how much does a branding iron cost?
Stop off the store's website. Check out all of Bo's media news. And until next time,
I'm gonna
this
get you one of the plates
is
full of
Comic
hammer
Book
things.
Man.
And this is good old JR saying, oh my god, who did that? Bye!
Everybody sound like fun.
The Video Outhouse is brought to you by some of the finest people willing to work for free. This is a list of some of them.